It's Ken Barrett Laundromat How To. Just wanted to go over some testing results I did from last week or so. I was trying to determine how much gas my commercial dryer and laundromat uses during a cycle. So you've got the rating on the panel that tells you how much gas it uses, but how much does really go. The burner's not on all the time; it cycles on and off. So what I had done is I went out and I got one of these timers. Just bought it online. It was about $50. It's made to fit into a panel, but it worked fine for what I was doing with it. And I'll just connect the video here to just show you kind of a little explanation on that timer. And I'll stick that in here. And then so what you saw in there is just kind of how it's set up and what it does, and it does allow you to set up to seconds, minutes, hours, etc. So we took that one, and then we just look through some of the other stuff here, and then we actually went out and hooked it up to the gas valve. So the nice thing about this particular meter is it's good for, pull up one of the other pictures here. It's a real I'm just pulling up my other screen here, but it's a real simple setup. You just connect to 1 and 2, and it's good for 24 to 240 volts AC, or 6 to 24 volts DC, just right across the same connections. So no matter what you hook it onto, it's going to read it. And then as you can see here, you've got there's a couple little a little switch down in here. You can determine whether you want hours, minutes, and seconds, or hours and minutes, and depending on which timer you have, it explains that in the layout. So it's very versatile. You can just click it on. Like I said, I didn't have to worry about switching between timers as I went through machines. So we got that on there, and then I'll just drop in one of the little videos here of how we actually connected it. Alright, so that's how we put it together and got it in there with a couple of different dryers. And let's get to the meat of what we saw. So I'll put this link up there as well. But what we got down to here is, I'll just try and get this right size so we can see it. I just want to keep going bigger, but we'll get there. So for example, on this one, actually let me back up one second here, and I just want to cover some of the numbers I pulled up. So there's various types of billing. Some are by therm, some are by hundreds of cubic feet, and then you got the BTUs in the burner itself. So I went onto this government site here. It gives you different tools on how to convert between the different units. So the dollars per just to get to the therms. So what I did was take my local gas bill for December, and I used 522 hundreds of cubic feet of gas, and then converted that to converted that to BTUs, and then just worked my way down to get the cost. So I got the cost per 100 cubic feet and the cost per therm. The therm was just something I didn't use it on this chart. I just want to use it for comparison. So that one's gone, and we'll pull this one back in. So we got with this one is, for example, we started with this Dexter washer here. It's an older Dexter dryer. It's an older dryer. It's 15, 20 years old. Just real basic Dexter. And so we looked on there. The cycle time. That's how long the cycle ran for. It's a full cycle dry, so it's 32 minutes for $2. And then the gas valve itself is on for 9 minutes and 33 seconds. That particular one was hardwired, so I couldn't actually put my meter in to see what the kilowatt hours were. The gas input from the nameplate is 160,000. The gas per pocket is 80,000. And then we put in there, we converted the time from 9 minutes 33 seconds to 9.55 minutes. And then we looked at the BTUs per minute, how many BTUs were actually used, and then the local gas cost, which is actually 0.0012 per 1,000 BTUs. And then the cost of the gas used for the test cycle was actually about 1.5 cents. And then our maximum cost to run it a full 80,000 BTUs for 1 hour would be 10 cents. So as much as they look like they use a lot of gas, they're actually pretty efficient. Went through the different dryers here. Some are newer, some are older. We just bounced through a couple of them. So, we started with that Dexter, older Dexter stack. This Wascomat's about 6 years old. Here, that Speed Queen, that's maybe about 10 years old. This Hips, maybe same thing, about 10 years old. And then this Milner Dexter or Milner ADC one here, it's actually just put in this summer, so it's fairly new as well. But you can see on here, I mean, the cost for running these are, 3 cents, cent and a half. So this one here seemed a little strange that it was so low for such an older dryer, because everybody loves it because it's so hot. But I'm not sure how that was working, but it was. One other thing I found here is what I initially thought was running it on empty cycle. Because the air is going right through it and had to keep heating the air, that it would use a lot of gas. When I got to one of my other stores, try some different dryers, they were all full, so this one was sitting there, and I thought, well, our customer was just filling it up, so I clipped the timer on the back, and just to see what it would do. And this is a Continental. It's actually a Dexter. It's very similar to this first one we looked at up here. This one here, it's just a different name brand on it. So, jumping around all over here. So what we found on that one is they ran it through for a 16-minute cycle, which they needed to run it again, but they just put that in to start it. That's what that one took to start. And on that, the gas ran for 13 minutes and 57 seconds. So with the full load, we actually ran with a longer, we used the burner stayed on longer, so that one there, it was up to, 2 cents to run it. But looks like my dogs are barking at something, so I'll wrap this up. I'll put all this details and all the information at laundromathowto.com. There's lots more information there, and we'll talk to you soon.